Have you ever tossed out food because you thought it was expired, only to wonder later whether it was still good? If so, you're certainly not alone. The confusion over food expiration dates is a widespread issue that significantly contributes to food waste. Imagine this: more than 80% of Americans end up discarding edible food, all due to a misunderstanding of expiration labels. Quite surprising, isn't it? Now let's clear up a common misconception. Date labels on food primarily indicate quality, not safety. That's right. The best buy or sell by dates are more about the peak freshness of the product, rather than a strict deadline after which the food becomes unsafe to consume. Regrettably, the confusion doesn't just stop at wasting perfectly good food. It turns out our confusion over these dates is costing us more than just good food, but also a whole lot of money. Did you know that our confusion over date labels contributes to about 20% of consumer food waste, costing the nation around $161 billion annually? Quite a startling fact, isn't it? But it's true. Our misunderstanding of food expiration dates has a massive economic impact. The United States is at the forefront of this issue, leading the world in food waste. It's a bitter irony that in a country producing so much waste, nearly 35 million Americans experience food insecurity. This number includes 10 million children. Yes, you heard that right. 10 million children. And what's going to waste? Between 30 to 40% of our food goes uneaten. This isn't just about leftover scraps on a plate, it's about perfectly good food still in its packaging being tossed away. Dairy products bear the brunt of this, being the most wasted food category. Imagine the sheer volume of milk, cheese, and yogurt discarded every day, the resources used, the energy expended, the labor put in, all ending up in landfills. It's a cycle of waste that impacts not just our wallets but our society and our environment as well. The costs are staggering, aren't they? But the impact of food waste goes beyond just economic losses. What if I told you that your discarded yogurt contributes to the climate crisis? It may sound far-fetched, but it's an unfortunate reality. When we waste food, we're not just wasting resources, we're also contributing to greenhouse gas emissions. Food waste is a problem that stretches across the entire supply chain, from the field to our fridges. It's not just about throwing out leftovers or letting produce rot in our crisper drawers. It's about inefficient production methods, improper storage that leads to spoilage, and marketing techniques that encourage overbuying. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are solutions at hand. For instance, the United States Department of Agriculture and the Environmental Protection Agency have set a goal to cut food waste by half by the year 2030. That's an ambitious target, and it's going to take all of us to make it happen. It starts with better product development, finding ways to use every part of a food item, reducing waste in the process. It continues with smarter storage, both at the retail level and at home, to keep food fresh longer. And it ends with us, the consumers, being more mindful of our buying and cooking habits to avoid waste. So the next time you're about to toss that expired milk, remember the environmental implications. Rethinking our understanding of food expiration dates is crucial in reducing food waste and combating the climate crisis. We live in a world where we're often led by labels, but when it comes to food, these labels might not be as straightforward as we think. Expiration dates primarily indicate quality, not safety. This misunderstanding leads to a staggering amount of food waste, with nearly a third to 40% of food in the US going uneaten. But there's good news. We can overcome this confusion by standardizing expiration labels and educating ourselves as consumers. Imagine the impact if we all understood that best buy, sell by, and use by dates are about quality and not safety. We'd save so much food from being unnecessarily thrown away. There are also initiatives in place to help us rethink our food waste habits. The EPA's Food Recovery Challenge is one such initiative that encourages organizations to improve sustainable food management practices. Similarly, the U.S. Food Loss and Waste 2030 Champions Program is a commitment to reduce food waste by 50% by the year 2030. These initiatives, coupled with our individual efforts, can bring about significant change. By reducing food waste, we're not only saving money but also contributing to a healthier environment. Food waste contributes to climate change, so by wasting less, we're doing our part in combating this global crisis. So the next time you're about to throw away that expired food, take a moment to rethink. Your actions can lead to significant environmental and economic benefits.